Thanks for your support as a channel member, Jonathan Haslam. I once again thank everybody. I mean, that's a good sentence, Kev. That's a good way to start. But the response to this series so far, I know I've said it every day, has been absolutely insane. I have never seen view numbers like this. I have never seen like numbers like this. And it's all thanks to the incredible support you've given the series. Leaving your likes on the videos is a massive difference maker. All the new subscribers, hello, my name's Kev. And just thank you for the incredible response and reception to this series. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm hopeful at time of recording I'll be able to get the Manchester United series back tonight as well. If not tonight, it'll be tomorrow. I've now done all of my first looks, but just wow, what a week. Thank you so much. And I hope you continue to enjoy the series and continue to do at least 1,000 likes a day. I mean, we're pushing 2,000 likes a day easy at the moment. So should we do 2,000 again today? Hello and welcome to part 4 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our big local derby away against Boston, and then we're at home against Blyth, also in the league. Since you were last with me, we've continued to tweak tactically, and as you can see, tactical tweaking has led to an unbeaten September so far. Our terrible start to the season still means we're down in mid-table, but importantly, only 3 points outside the playoffs. And remember, we're only expected to finish in the top half of the table this year. The board aren't looking for promotion. Ignore what Kings Lynn are doing in real life. In game, if we can finish 10th, that'll be seen as a good thing. Alfie Payne finally starting to perform as well, up to second in the league for average rating on a 7.17. His form has been pretty decent since we've. I mean, to be honest, it wasn't disastrous. It started to come good at York, but Alfie Payne is turning into an excellent player. But for the big away game against Boston today, we're trying something different. As I'm saying that, I'm remembering I've done another transfer that I need to show you. I think we'd shown you Alex Street leaving yesterday, hadn't we? But the player who's come in is Charlie Carter, on loan from Stevenage. This is my Director of Football's first contribution of FM20. Those of you who haven't been around before might not know, I tend to have things set up. If I show you on the responsibilities page, I have things set up like this so that my Director of Football initiates player signings. I then cancel any permanent players because, in my experience, Director of Football in Football Manager is terrible at signing players permanently, but they do come across some decent loans. And Charlie Carter absolutely falls into that category. He's on loan from Stevenage until the end of the season. We're only paying him £100 a week. He's natural as an attacking midfielder and in central midfield. 4.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I know. Watch my intro video and it explains why I'm not bothered about that. But I mean, none of them are particularly great at judging ability, but they all agree Charlie Carter is a good player. He's only played... Oh, he's not played for us. Oh, I was going to say, I'm sure I've played him. He played a cup game. I was convinced I'd given that boy a game, and I was very confused there. I thought I'd dreamt it, but no, he played in the cup game against Tamworth, and I'm very excited about the prospect of him becoming part of this midfield. And we are tweaking the midfield again. We have played the tiki-taka for the majority of this run, but the bigger, more difficult away games, Hereford particularly, I believe against Hereford, we played this system, a flat 5-3-2 with a flat midfield 3 on a more counter-attacking system. So we've kind of got two tactics we're working on: a fluid counter-attacking for difficult away games, and then we've got the tiki-taka, which is more positive, more attacking for games we'd expect to win. And so far, it seems to be working. So keep fingers crossed, and hopefully it continues to progress today. So we're going with Watkins in goal, a back four of Macaulay, Fryatt and Smith. A back four. I'm so used to playing a back four. A back three of Macaulay, Fryatt and Smith, with Kenyon and Jones as our wing backs, Payne, Clunan and Carter in midfield, and then Marriott and Danaher up front. The ongoing Adam Marriott conundrum. He now has 4 goals from 9 starts. For any other striker, I'd think at this level, you know what, that's not too bad. That's almost a goal every other game. I can live with that, especially in a team that's finding its feet and working out what its tactic is going to be. But I can't help but look at the real life goal scoring charts and wonder about what might have been if we'd have had that version of Adam Marriott in game, which it doesn't seem that we do have. Right, go out there, carry on where you finished off from the last match. I don't want to put too much pressure on. It is our big away game of the season, our big derby game. It's a non-league to legend derby as well, because Boston were the team I started with the very first year of non-league to legend on FM17 or 16. How long have I been doing YouTube for? Regardless, Boston was our club the first year, and now we're going to try and ruin their day, but they also want to ruin ours, the big bullies. 20 minutes on the clock. It's Boston 1, Kings Lynn 0. And a guy whose surname I have no idea how to pronounce has scored for them. Simon Ainge, I think Ainge, probably. If you're watching, Simon, let me know how to say your name. And you might think, Kev, of course he's not watching. The amount of Kings Lynn players who've already been on Twitter and down in the comments, I don't know if they're pretending to be him or if they're really them. Hello, Kings Lynn players. I'm sorry if you're one of the ones that I've dropped, and I'm sorry if Adam Marriott's watching and realising the virtual version of him isn't as awesome as the real life one. But hello to all of you. If I come down to a match, can I pick the team for real? Right, let's equalise. Payne with the corner comes across, aiming for I don't even know who that was at that back post, but it ends up back with Jones, back out towards Payne again, who has space and has a decent shot on him, which I thought that had gone out for a corner, but apparently that's hit the post rather than it being a save from their keeper. So he had the keeper beaten. We've got him on the ropes, but we are 1-0 down. But now I guess is when my managerial mettle is tested. If you continue to work hard, we'll win this. That hasn't done the trick. So what I'm actually going to do is switch to this system. And then the beauty of having a player like Carter, and to a certain extent, Aaron Sibia as well, both of them can play in the midfield three and behind the striker. But Carter, that little bit better at both, really. Poor old Aaron Sibia. He does give me the option of playing with two attacking midfielders behind Marriott, which I think is a system I'm going to experiment with as well, because I'm not getting anything out of any of the strikers, and there is a growing chorus of people down in the comments saying, Kev, play Marriott up front on his own. And we might give it a try if I don't get any joy with him with a strike partner. But we'll try this system for the second half, and it looks like we're getting a highlight unless they're about to nick the ball off us. Fryer, big ball over the top, presumably looking for one of the front two to chase. It was terrible. I don't know why that's worthy of a highlight. I can only assume they're going to go at the other end and score from it, unless we're going to nick the ball back, which would be my preferred outcome. But nope, it's a ball over the top for them to chase, and they're in, and Watkins makes the save, but has given away a corner. In fact, he hasn't. It's offside. What a weird highlight that was. A bad long ball and a weird offside. And that's it. That's a highlight. That shows the quality of today's match. Right. What are we going to do? Carter is going to come off for Aaron Sibia. Carter not match fit yet, so I'm not panicking that we've not had a performance out of him yet. I will start to panic at some point. Jones has had a really bad game, and we've got Jordan Richards, who officially can't play at right wing back, but he can play defensive midfield, central midfield, and right back. I think, Jordan, you can probably manage playing wing back as well, and you're going to have to learn if you want to get any game time. So we're going to bring those two on. I'm tempted to do a triple substitution and bring on Gash as well. You know what? I have. Gash is on, and we've got 23 minutes left. We're going to go attacking. We're going to ask for some passion, and I've got them all anxious. Adam Marriott's anxious. He's not going to score if he's anxious, is he? Goodness me. Right, Kenyon wins the ball back, but then he doesn't actually, and it just ends up back with Boston again, and Fryer lumping it back towards Kenyon. Is this going to be another nothing highlight, or are we going to grab an equaliser from this? It's been a lovely unbeaten run that I don't want it to end, especially with you all watching, but Boston are coming at us again, and I don't even know where Kenyon is. Is that him? I know he's on a yellow card and a little bit stretched, so I'm a little bit worried about him. But Boston coming at us again. Clunan wins the ball back in midfield. Ball over the top for Marriott to chase. He's got Gash in the middle. He doesn't need him. Adam Marriott scored. It's Boston 1, Kings Lynn 1. 83 minutes on the clock. And that was a lovely finish from Marriott. Fryatt getting the pass right this time. This is what he was trying to do earlier. FM was telling us a story with that previous highlight. This time he gets the pass exactly right. And that is a lovely finish from Marriott. He seems to like playing for you lot because he looked quite good in the last episode when we switched to the tiki-taka. I should probably drop back down to just a positive system again. And he's showing off for you again today. The in-betweeny bits, he may as well have not been here. He's a big-time player, clearly, who knows when you lot are watching. But I'm very happy with that as a result. 1-1, away against our local rivals. I don't know where Boston are in the league. Around about where we are. I can live with that as a result. And now, hopefully, we can make it all look even better by hosting Blyth, beating them, and starting to move up the league a little bit. But after that start, I'm over the moon with an unbeaten September. Yes, we've drawn as many games as we've won, and we've not scored oodles of goals, but it's an unbeaten month. And if we start to string together some unbeaten months, then that will lead to a charge up the table. Look, we're even getting the little media report. Terrific. Right, no personnel changes for the Blyth game then. We've just shuffled the pack around a little bit to push Carter further forward behind Danaher and Marriott, playing Marriott as the advanced forward that he was when he finished that game. I'm almost tempted to drop Danaher back a little bit further. I've all but given up on Danaher actually being a goal scorer for us. But especially with Carter pushing forward, it might be nice to have Danaher doing a little bit more link-up play. It doesn't really suit him, but I mean, let's face it, we're not exactly taking away a goal threat, are we? So he's just a body up there at the moment. My director of football is working on it. He's after another loan, this time a striker, Mitchell Candlin from Walsall. The only problem is there are other teams in for him, Filder in for him as well. And there's been 4 or 5 loans that he's tried to get this season. And whenever there's anyone else competing for them, we miss out on them because we don't offer enough money and we're not a particularly attractive proposition as a newly promoted club. But fingers crossed, if we can get a striker in that can work with Marriott, then I'm all for it. I don't want to bring one in permanently because we're already over our wage budget. And if any new signings, I want them to be my director of football's fault. I'm not bringing in anyone permanently until we can move some more players out. So my hands are tied for transfers for the time being. I'm going to let my director of football do his thing and then hopefully plead ignorance if the board have an issue with it later on. I realise that's probably not how the game works, but we play with realism mode on here in non-league to legend. So I'm being a good boy and respecting the budgets. If my director of football wants to give me players, I'm not going to argue. And if the board then sack me for it, I'll just feel hard done by. And I think that's all exactly how I would do things in real life. We've not really got the ball clear from a corner. That was poor. I think it's Clunan who's at the near post there. And rather than heading it clear, he kind of cushioned it up into the air and about 3 yards in front of him. It's really poor defending. It doesn't even clear the penalty area. Payne can't get there either. And he's left us in a lot of trouble there. And we're 1-0 down as a result of it just before half-time. And we've not particularly played well in that first half. We've dominated possession, but not really created anything, which, welcome to tiki-taka, I guess. I'm going to give it some aggression. Where's your passion? Everybody is fired up and motivated going into this second half, and hopefully it's going to lead to a goal or two. A goal or two. I mean, the idea is we win this game. We've been unbeaten for ages, but we can't now go and lose at home to Blyth. These are the teams around us. These are Blyth and Boston are teams we should be beating at home, and it's okay if we draw away from them. And Bin Men are here because they want to know how we got on against Blyth. Don't know if you can hear them, but goodness me, I can. Jones trying to get the cross in, can't, and that leaves us a little bit vulnerable at the back because obviously he's our right back pushing forward. But now Kenyon has it on the other side, beats his man, crosses to Danaher, and Danaher has finally scored for us. It's his first ever goal for Kings Lynn, and I think, was it his 10th appearance? Playing him a little deeper. See, Kev's a tactical genius once again. Kenyon does really well here, actually. This is what we signed Jake Kenyon to do. Beats his man, crosses to Danaher, who nods it past the keeper, and with an hour on the clock, it's back to 1-1, and I'd like to think we're now in a position to push on and go and win this game. We've had 65% of the possession. We are controlling this match. If only we had the best goal scorer in non-league in our team to go and grab us a winner. Here is Marriott, plays it into Carter. Carter scores his first goal for us as well. Marriott instrumental in that move. And Charlie Carter doing what we brought him in to do. Playing as that shadow striker in behind the front two. And in fact, as a front three, they've all performed rather nicely for the last 5 or 6 minutes. It's now 2-1, and I'm thinking we drop back to the counter-attacking system now, and we try and just run the game down from this point. I'm going to leave these two the way round they were because that's working. So how are we doing fitness-wise? Payne is shattered. Payne has played every minute of every game pretty much so far. So Aaron Sibia can come on for him, although he's not great in that role. He's not great in any of those roles. He'll be fine. Kenyon will look after him on that left-hand side. And other than that, I see it's the midfield who are tiring. I'm wondering if we need to make another change just now. Kenyon maybe for Fox. We've got Fox down there on the bench. Kenyon will look after him. Kenyon, you're coming off as well. We've now got a youngster looking after someone playing out of position as we try and defend the lead. This won't go wrong. This can't go wrong. As it stands, we're up to 13th place again, still 3 points outside the playoffs. So if it ends like this, we end the episode pretty much where we started it. We're going to swap those two over. Gash is now on for Marriott. Danaher pushing a little bit further forward again. I'm not playing Gash as the target man because I hate target men, and he's not played particularly well doing it. He can be a deep lying forward, and I much prefer that as a role type. So, yeah. Oh, Fryer intercepts. Gash has dropped very, very deep here, which is good. Bring his experience all the way back here. And oh no, that's a terrible pass. Smith is taken out of the match, but luckily we managed to recover from it. But Blyth are still attacking. We are completely under the a Ryan Fryer own goal. It was coming, but not for long. Not for long enough for me to do anything about it, I don't think. Oh, that's so frustrating. Just shuffle these two around a little bit. Just from the start of that highlight, it felt inevitable. But that was it. It wasn't like it had been coming for 10 minutes. I'm not taking the blame for that. But that perhaps we're not good enough to sit back and defend the lead yet. Although our run in September suggests otherwise, because it's been a long time since we've been beaten. I mean, that is a little bit harsh. It's kind of taken a deflection off of one side of Fryett's head and deflected back the other way, which does feel a little bit harsh. We're going to go to an attacking system. We want to go and try and win the game. So we're going to push on and try and do that. We've gone back to the attacking system, but it's too little too late. We pick up 2 draws. It does feel like we've dropped some points there. But again, I emphasise, I'm so glad that Bin Men are here. I emphasise that we're not doing too badly. We're just outside of where we need to be come the end of the season. And if we have a look at the club vision, the board are not worried yet. They're not worried. They're all right. We're fine. Right, tomorrow we will be back. Let's get some games under our belt now. I'm thinking probably early December. Possibly even do Chester and Alfreton again, because that's the halfway point of the season then, and we can see how we've progressed. So we might go all the way through to that. Well, certainly I want to get like half a dozen league games done, just to start making some progress in the season. It's nice to show you lots of stuff early on, but at the same time, we don't want the season to take 15 episodes. So we'll push through a few games, come back at an interesting point, and that will be tomorrow's video. If you have enjoyed this one, though, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there. Remember, we're trying to get to 2,000 likes. If we can, that would be brilliant for an episode 4. I don't think I've ever got 2,000 likes on an episode 4 before. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.